and Colleen Campbell here. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. Welcome to basically the weekend, and I see the sun coming out now, especially Tampa northward. We're seeing more sunshine. We're still a little humid out there.
Just a touch, yeah.
I don't think we're going to get quite the amount of dry air we're hoping for, but we will get some. We already have had some. And as we head into the weekend, I think especially deep into the weekend, especially Sunday and the Sunday night, we will see, I think, a little bit even drier air, which will actually feel a little bit better. So we're talking humidity, really. So the humidity is a little bit lower out there now than what it has been, and I think it gets a little bit lower over the next couple of days. Rain chances, they will go down as well, although we do have some showers, and we will keep a couple of sprinkles in the forecast through the weekend. Outdoor plans, you shouldn't cancel them. They're looking pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, I told everybody last night, don't get, this is like a relationship. You don't want to get too attached with this weather that we have this weekend, because you're going to wind up heartbroken when we go into next week.
Well, it's a summertime relationship, right? You go to the beach for the week, you meet somebody there at the beach. Yeah, because this is only going to last about 6 days or so, and then as we get into...
And it's over.
It's over, yeah. Then you can write letters. I used to do that. You have Wednesday night into Thursday, the moisture returning. So, and that returns back with the humidity, the afternoon storms, the whole 9 yards. In fact, probably be more clouds than sunshine and pretty decent rain chances as we get into late, probably Thursday. So about 6 days from now. So let's start with the radar right now. Let's get you into some showers that are in northeastern and northern Polk County. You can see them coming through the Citrus Ridge. Everything, for the most part, is moving off to the south and the west. We have northeasterly winds, and they'll basically continue through the upcoming weekend. None of this is heavy or severe for sure. There are a couple of heavy downpours where you see the reds, but those are small, and so they won't last too much longer than what you're seeing there in northern Polk County, but they will be coming down I-4, and I think they get over towards Lakeland and even Plant City here in the next half hour to about an hour or so. Now, a few more showers down south, Hardy County, DeSoto, surrounding pretty much Arcadia at this point. These are a little bit slower movers. They're light, but they will be training kind of over the same area. So watch for a little bit of extra rainfall there. Some light rain out into Highlands County as well. But bottom line is most of the moisture is now over South Florida. Look at all the rain that's pushing off from West Palm. I mean, they are really seeing it.
Yeah, we have that area low pressure that's very weak, but then we also have that stalled out frontal boundary that's basically draped across the southern end of the peninsula there. Yeah, and you can see also the rain offshore. And that's important. I mean, look, it's not raining over us here, right? But this is important here because the clouds, the tops of those showers and storms are coming in our direction. Now, we've been seeing those clouds most of the day, but now they're starting to sink a little bit more towards the south and the east, and those clouds are going with it. All right, and that's why we've seen a little bit more sunshine the further north you go from Tampa today. Look at this frontal boundary. It was pushing down towards the Central Keys. It's kind of stalled out right now. I really don't think it goes much further than this, and we're looking for a weak low to form here and kind of drift to the north. Actually, may form along here and then go up to the north, kind of a hard turn. And because of that, that does not allow a lot of cool, dry air to push down the peninsula. All right, but on the backside, when it gets up here by Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, that's when we will have a little bit of I think a more northerly breeze. So temperatures aren't terrible. I mean, 91's average for this time of the year, and we're basically sitting in the mid to upper 80s, and that's because of the extra clouds. But 89 in Homosassa, 88 in Dade City, Wesley Chapel at 89 degrees. We've seen more sunshine come out there. We have more sun now in the Tampa area. It's 88 there, 84 in St. Pete. These numbers, in fact, St. Pete, Clearwater, temperature will actually come up here, I think, at least for the next hour before it slowly starts to go down this evening. The dew points, there it is. Look at that, 69-degree dew point. That is pretty good. And 6.7. 6.7
in Gainesville. Jacksonville as well. We're not going to get, this would be fantastic, 50s and low 60s. I don't think we get there. I do think we get some of these mid 60s, but that would be Sunday night, and Monday. All right, so it's about what you see out there now is about what we're getting as far as the lower humidity goes. And you can see what that looks like here. You can see a little dip Sunday into Monday, and then it comes right back up, especially Wednesday and Thursday.
Nice.
All right, yeah, it's nice little break. We'll take that. All right, here's the forecast now from Futurecast. This is our forecast model. Excuse me. And you see how everything's rotating in. See our winds here? Everything's coming in from the north and the east, and then you've got more moisture over here. But number one, you got this low developing, at least weak one, so that's going to throw some moisture. And number two, you have a northeast wind coming in off the Atlantic. That picks up moisture and drags it inland.
Right.
Now, as this low moves further to the north, these winds are going to go from the northeast a little more to the north. And so the way that the rain rotates through, you're going to get rain showers taking past more like this. All right, so instead of getting it all the way over here, which I think we do today and tomorrow, I think Sunday and Monday, it's more confined over here. And even then, it's like this: 1 shower, 2 shower, 3 shower, 4 shower. That's it. All right, so this is nothing that you would cancel any of your outdoor plans for, even up into the park. So you can look at Orlando, it looks pretty good. That's Saturday morning, 7 a.m., lots of sunshine, looking good. In the afternoon, yeah, we get a few passing showers. See that? 4 o'clock, Citrus, Hernando County, Polk County, Eastern Hillsborough, and then they come through and they fall apart. All right, the closer you are to the coast, the less rain chance you'll have, especially if you're Tampa southward, because of the rain falling apart. Sunday morning, start off sunny again. We'll have some high clouds into the mix, and there you go, around 4:20 in the afternoon. We're looking at mainly showers for inland locations, and then as we move into Sunday evening, altogether, Sunday's going to have just less rain. It's just not a lot.
Looks good, yeah.
What were the numbers, Colleen? I think it was like 10%.
Yeah, for
10 to
Saturday,
20%.
less than 20, tomorrow, and then Sunday, yeah.
It's
10,
just
less
not a
than
lot,
that.
right? So this is tonight. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds for the rest of the afternoon, and then kind of partly cloudy overnight. We'll still have some high clouds the further south you go. Temperatures, though, look at that. They're going down to around 72 degrees. So that's pretty good for Tampa.
That's nice.
But look at these wake-up temps tomorrow morning. Look at Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus County. Now, Tampa itself, keep in mind, this is kind of our official reading, right? But that's right by the airport, and that's by the water, by the north part of the bay there, okay? And so anybody along and around the water here, the water's in the mid-80s. You're going to be warmer in the mornings because of that. But you get away from the water, you're at 70 in Lakeland, 68 in Brooksville and Crystal River, Dade City. That's Saturday morning. Then Saturday afternoon, we're warm. We're still warm, upper 80s to near 90 each day. Only a 20% chance for a shower, though, as we get into Saturday afternoon. You can see that right there with a mix of sun and clouds. But again, not a big deal. And then Saturday night and the Sunday morning, we're waking up, look at this, a little bit cooler. Not by much, but upper 60s for most of Polk County at this time. Obviously mid and upper 60s, Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus County. Tampa still close to 72 degrees. And then for your weekend forecast, you see Sunday looks a lot like that, right? Mostly dry, but there's a slight chance, 20% chance. In fact, we should probably go 20 on Saturday and 10 on Sunday, just to give you the idea that this is less rain altogether. Now, Sunday night into Monday morning, we still have 60s on the map. This might adjust. I want to watch this because there is a possibility that we end up getting some pretty chill numbers, pretty cooler numbers, not chill, but cool, as we get into Monday morning. I think a little bit cooler than this because it's either Sunday morning or Monday morning is the coolest.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I noticed that the Gulf temperature is cooler as well. We, think about a month ago, we had Gulf temperatures in the upper 80s. Now it's closer to what, 84, 85?
Yeah, anywhere from 84 to 86, right in there at Pier 60.
Extra clouds and all that rain. Although we won't have much of an influence from our Gulf waters for this forecast, but.
Yeah, well, no, we do in the mornings because, the wind's not that strong out of the northeast that would mitigate the warmer water. But if you've got a temperature sensor sitting right by the bay, which is it's 85 degrees, you're not going to get to the 60s right away. You know what I mean? So that's where we see those numbers differ a little bit. This is the amount of moisture in the atmosphere from the ground all the way up, and this more relates to the amount of rainfall that we would see. And you can see all of the drier air coming in, all right? But,
that low off the Carolinas.
Yeah, right? It's just enough to hang out here to throw a little bit of moisture back. This is Sunday morning. That's the afternoon. And then you see the low backing up into the Carolinas, as you were just saying, Colleen.
Yeah.
But that's enough to at least hold some of the moisture to our south. But this is Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and look what South Florida looks like. And then watch as we go through Wednesday night into Thursday.
Yep.
We're right back in it.
Takes back over.
Right back, I hate to say it, but we're right back where we should be for this time of the year because this is an early taste of fall, and it's not really even that much of a taste. It's just hard this time of year to get really cool and dry air this far to the south. So that's the chance. Here are the rain chances, and you can see, yeah, right?
Not much.
Not a lot, not a lot. And you see it's further on the East Coast, more of it, right? Because that's where that low is going to be spinning the moisture. And then you see with the low moves a little further to the north, look where it is. It's up here, okay? So it's here today, here tomorrow, and then on Monday it's up here, so you're moving away. But then notice what happens on Tuesday. Look down here.
Yeah.
The moisture that's been over South Florida, out over the Keys, that's creeping back up. So here it is on Tuesday. Look how much it's creeping back up in Wednesday. And then Thursday, it's going to be even further to the north.
Yeah.
And so
back to normal.
Back to normal, exactly. That's why we say enjoy it. So when you get drier air, at least lower dew points in place, you tend to see that in the overnight lows. Because think about the desert. The desert has really dry air, right? But the desert's really hot in the afternoon. And it's really cool in the mornings. Because dry air heats and cools at a different rate than moist air.
Right. And
so when you get lower dew points, drier air, number one, you can get your temperature down to that dew point before fog forms, 100% humidity. And so just looking at this, you can get an idea the dew points are going to be somewhere around 69 to 70 degrees for Tampa, if this model were correct, right? But then watch, as we get into Tuesday morning, 71, 72 on Wednesday morning. These are the actual forecast low temps. And then we're back up into 73 as we get into Thursday and the weekend. Look at this. This air mass, you can tell just by looking at the lows, is warmer. And because of that, we know that it's muggier as well, because that's basically where the dew point will be. So that's it. We will be nice in the morning. I think the evenings will even still have a nice northeasterly breeze. That's going to feel pretty good. There's your 7-day forecast. You can see temperatures up near 90 degrees, and the rain chance is pretty low all the way through the weekend. Colleen, let's talk tropics when we come back right after the break.
All right. All right, everybody, welcome back. Short little intermission there, and we are diving right back into the tropics. Hopefully you like that joke that our producer put up there because our commercials weren't. That's okay, we'll have commercials for you guys. All right, tropics. What are we starting off with? Our little area, our wave.
Yeah, that little wave that's out there.
Yeah, there it is. So it was a little seedling. Now it's a wave that's coming off the coast of Africa. Not seeing a ton of convection. Looks like it had more convection earlier today. But yeah, what do you think, Bobby?
I think there's still some dry air there.
Yeah.
And you remember Invest 91 where it had a 90% chance of developing. This is now up to 40%. This does look a little bit healthier, but you notice it's starting to get broken apart. Oh, sorry, broken apart right in here. Look in between there, between this part of the moisture and this one. So this is, at this part of the stage, this stage of the game, you're looking to see how much moisture is kind of tied together.
Right.
It's not going to be organized by anything at this time. But if you get a good clump of moisture coming off of Africa and it can maintain for 24 hours or so as it moves towards the west, then you have a better chance of it developing.
Yeah.
And
it makes sense because we were looking at the dust, right? Yesterday or the day before, and a lot of that dust is floating up to the north currently. We have that nice healthy plume. So you do see that drier air over by Cape Verde there, and that's kind of sinking into this system. But I mean, 40% shot, that's definitely higher than what we had yesterday. About a medium chance of it developing over the next week. But yeah, it has to fight through some of that drier air. So what Bobby's showing you here would be that water vapor. And you're looking at the reds where you'd see that that's all that drier air that's being fed into the system. So that's why it's not looking the healthiest right now when you talk about convection. Still some moisture there as you get closer to the coast.
Yeah, we don't have data here because this is so far out ahead of it.
Right.
But I can just tell by looking at this that there is moisture around it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's dust coming off of here.
Right.
And so we just need to see exactly what that's going to look like when that dust comes off of there, how much of it will get absorbed, how much comes off, number one, obviously, and then how much gets absorbed into the system. Either way, if you look at this, that they have it now, just imagine, so it does do something like this, okay? this is Puerto Rico right here. And that's Barbados, there's St. Martin. This is the island chain here. That's very far to the north. And what this is indicating, especially you get it that far to the north that early, that far to the east, is usually something like that will recurve.
Yeah.
All right, and head back out to sea. That is what the models are suggesting at this time. This is the European forecast. And you can see, if we go ahead and stop it here at Thursday, a week from yesterday, right? So this is the 18th. And there it is. All right. So there's Puerto Rico, there's Barbados, St. Martin right in the middle, and then there is our system, and then here's Bermuda. So now watch what happens. You can see this is Sunday, but a week from this Sunday. Okay, this is not this Sunday right now, but coming up another week. It's somewhere in here, very weak, and there's Bermuda.
Yeah, recent runs, the Euro, I noticed when you were playing this out in the beginning too, has another little wave coming off, following behind
Couple waves.
it. Yeah, but
Yep.
it just doesn't really do much. That one could be further south, but you know, that dust is certainly helping us out, at least temporarily for now.
Yep, there's dust, there's some wind shear down there as well too, especially just to the north of this, so anything trying to come to the north, and that's kind of what the European model, I mean, look, it has something here, right? See that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it doesn't have much at all right there. You see that? Goes away from the darker yellow to light yellow. Just goes away. And one of the reasons is there's a ton of wind shear south of Bermuda. And so it looks like to me it's running into wind shear. Now, let me back this up just a touch. While it's doing that, potentially falling apart, whatever it looks like in this area with wind shear, see this? This is another wave. But by the time we get here, this is the 20th of September, right? So we're talking way out in time. But the way that the tropics tend to work is you'll go through periods where you don't get a lot of development, and then all of a sudden you get 1, 2, 3, bing, all the 3 things at a time will pop up.
Yeah.
Maybe not all strong or anything like that, but that's kind of what this is starting to say. We haven't had a lot, we're at a lull, right? But the season's only halfway over. And it's saying that by the time we get towards about the 20th, we've got something falling apart here, probably have another wave here, and then maybe even another coming off of Africa. And then if we move this out in time, you'll see, let me go here, this one approaching the islands, all right, weak wave, maybe another thing coming off of Africa. And then we have to watch this, because a lot of the models are sniffing something happen here in the western parts of the Caribbean and then heading northwest into the Gulf. All right, so that is always something that's an issue for us. A lot of the models have been saying that that might be a possibility in the next couple of weeks, right? But that's just a possibility, so we'll keep an eye on it. And I tell you what, the models are also saying that in the Gulf there's going to be a ton of shear. Look at this. See, look, watch the Gulf. Look at the Gulf. You see the Gulf?
I see it.
There it is, right there. You can see a ton of shear. See the blues there? That's through Monday, September 22nd.
That would be great.
That would be fantastic. That means the Gulf basically gets shut down for tropical development while this is the case. Okay, anything trying to pop up in the Gulf would get sheared apart. Something coming into the Gulf would get sheared. But if it was something sizable that can get going down here in the Caribbean and then enter the Gulf, that could give us at least some heavier rainfall. Yeah. But it would be weakening if it came into the Gulf. And these are ifs.
Right.
Okay. 2 weeks down the road.
Yeah.
So as you enjoy this upcoming weekend, things are looking really good, I think, at this particular point for the tropics.
Yeah. Now we have our anniversary coming up of Milton and Helene, both of them. They were very close to each other.
Yep.
Helene being September 26th, right?
Yeah, for Helene.
And then Milton closer to October. So yeah, this, if anybody's thinking, oh, that's like late in the season, it's not. We have 60% of our activity occurs after that September 10th date when we usually see that statistical peak. So
that's right.
Don't get off your toes yet. And I think we're going to go to
let's go to a break now. We'll come back and we'll talk more about that weekend forecast.
I was driving when an 18-wheeler turned in front of me. I locked up my brakes, bam, slid dead into the truck. Bloody and hurt, I was loaded into an ambulance, and that's when I put out my phone and called attorney Dan Newton. Dan jumped right on it. He was in my corner the whole way. He fought the fight from beginning to end and got me $1 million.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Dan, your awesome team deserves 6 stars. Thank you for winning my case.
Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
And it's like a movie script. It's family rivalry, betrayal, and murder.
They cover America's most fascinating true crime stories.
One way or another, that's an execution.
Absolutely.
Every case.
Who would want to hurt him?
Every clue.
This is dynamite for an investigator.
Every mystery that keeps you guessing until the very end.
Does everyone's jaws drop?
Dateline, 5 times a week.
Watch weekdays at 4 on 10 Tampa Bay.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. Unique quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
All right, guys, welcome back. 4:51 on our Friday evening. Let's get back to the radar. We do have some showers and a couple of storms trying to develop. We do have some down in Sarasota County. So I've zoomed in here, southern Manatee and eastern Sarasota. That's where we've got these storms. And the issue with these is that their slow movers are kind of training over the same area, and some of them are a little bit on the heavier side. Most of this area right in here is wildlife reserve. So it's very, very rural, which is really good news, but they're getting a ton of rain right now.
Yeah,
but
Inglewood.
Yeah, Inglewood, especially Northport getting some good rain, and then you get over with the tops blowing off towards Brownsville, and that's actually developing a little bit of light rain with it. So showers, the best chance that we're going to see these are going to be the further south you go, and these themselves are actually kind of drifting to the south, and then everything kind of puts off to the north and the east. Now, we do have some rain coming up here through Polk County. That's going to come down I-4. If you're heading up there this evening, I would expect some wet roads, especially east of Plant City, but won't last long. These showers will try and get into at least eastern Hillsborough. So from, well, even Dade City, but more so Zephyr Hills in Pasco County, kind of southeast Pasco, southward down through Hillsborough County. So Fishhawk, we will have a chance for a shower. You can see what's happening right now. That's Plant City right there, and we've got the rain coming through. Nothing severe with any of this, but definitely a chance for some rain. And then the clouds. The clouds have been trying to clear. You can see some of these higher clouds from these storms offshore really affecting a lot of the bay. So we're going to keep at least some of them. Further north you go, more sunshine. In fact, it's actually going to be, I think, a pretty good looking sunset, especially if you get up towards Pine Island and Crystal River. It's going to be beautiful up there to get the weekend started.
Yeah, you can definitely see how that low is trying to form there.